Check the vibe.
In Brooklyn, I've lived at least 40 years, maybe a little longer. This particular area, and all of Brooklyn, especially downtown Brooklyn, has changed tremendously. I mean, as a matter of fact, it's changed so much that people want to change the name to Little Manhattan. You know, but we Brooklynites, we want to keep it to be Brooklyn. It has changed a lot, a lot. I mean, a lot of tall buildings, you know, a lot of people been displaced, a lot of new businesses, and a lot of new people. I think it's gotten to the point now that the working class would not be able to afford to live in Brooklyn. I mean, that's the way I see it. I've seen it changing unless they start building affordable housing for them and stuff like that. It's not gonna get any better. I own property here, so it has increased the value of my property. You know, I'm not gonna say no. Business, I'm getting more customers. I mean, I'm just talking from my point of view.
Yeah.
You know, I've spoken to some other people and they don't look at it the same way. So, you know, it all depends what you're doing. Yeah, we well known in the neighborhood. I mean, I'm one of the few minority-owned landscaping companies. My thing always been that the people that live here, you know, some of us, like myself and stuff like that, we have to fight for those things, you know what I'm saying? Like, make sure that, okay, new people coming in and different things, but also maintain what was already here, which is a little hard because, you know, things do change, but Brooklyn, I think it will maintain a lot of its culture. I think it will. It's up to the younger people, to you know, the younger generation, to make sure that it keeps it that way, you know.
Back in the days on the boulevard, I landed. We used to kick routines and the presence was fitting. It was I, the abstract. And me, the 5 foot, I kicks the man.
My house is right on the divide, so south of it is Dumbo pretty much, and north of it's Vinegar Hill, and there's a pretty clear divide, and there's like a lot of new restaurants, grocery stores. 30 years ago, that definitely would never have like imagined. Nobody would have thought that would be there. So the case with this, where I'm living right now, it used to be like a rundown factory, and on the roof in the top floor and the roof all around here, they were just covered in holes and stuff. So my dad and like 4 other people who moved in fixed up the roof, made this whole place livable, and have been living here since then. And now we're applying for this thing called the loft law, and it's like the last batch of cases we're in, and then they're never doing this law again in New York City. And it's basically proving residency, proving that we've been like living here for a long amount of time, and then they can't raise the rent over a certain percentage every couple of years, and the landlord doesn't have the right to kick us out. So we're waiting on that. We basically spent the last 30 years trying to like hide any evidence of us living here because it hasn't been a legal living space. So like there's no envelopes with this address. There's like very few photos. There's not really much legal documentation. So that part makes it like a little bit harder. If we don't get the loft law, I mean, like the landlord's tight at us. He's like losing his head that we're gonna like take this place from him. So that if we don't get this place, we're like getting kicked out immediately. And then he'll like spend probably like he'll spend jack shit on renovating, and some people come in and start paying him 5 times as much as we were. So that's his plan. My dad and him used to be really good friends. He's like this really like Orthodox Jew from the neighborhood, because between like here all the way up from here to Williamsburg is like a whole set of projects, and just like project kids, and like there's a real big Orthodox Jewish community. So then, like, we used to get, like, mad gefilte fish from him when I was little. Like, the best shit ever. Like, buckets of it for really cheap, or for free. give it to us, and we used to be like we had a great relationship with him. And then he found out we were applying for the loft law and like lost his head.
Was fitting, it was I, the abstract. And me, the 5-footer. I kicks the mad style, so step off the Frankfurter. Yo, Fife, you remember that routine? That we used to make spiffy like Mr. Clean? A tidbit.
Do you work for
I work for the gentrifier, I guess.
Oh, cool. Do you want to interview?
No, absolutely not.